Hey, good evening. Welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. That time of the night again, the magic time. And so I'm going to have a walk around. It's an absolutely beautiful day today. We are so lucky. And all is calm, and all is peaceful, and all is really beautiful. The sun is just getting ready to go down. So, what can we look at? Well, still got lots of work that has to be done. That's unavoidable. This is getting leveled out to a degree, but we are going to start. We're going to start work very soon. And here's my friend, Mr. Goat. Hello, baby. How are you? How are you? Yeah. Look at this. I thought that goats were cantankerous, but this guy, he's a good old boy. Yeah. Yes. Yes, you are. No, don't eat my trousers. Yeah. Well, I can't help you. Are you tied up? Oh, I don't think so. Red the mischievous. Hi, Lena. Hello. Hi. Look at this. Look at these two. Hello. You're kissing butt. Red. It seems Red is such a friendly little dog. Wow, look at look at him. I don't think it's a case of mating with goats. I think it's more like organized rape. Not a very nice thing, but I guess the female is the happy hypocrite. And there's the babies. So, what do you think, Red? Huh? What do you think? What do you say then? So, what do you say? Won't he play with you? Will he not play with you? Poor old Red. So Lena is taking care of the goats. Now, I have to be honest that sometimes things go on around me and I'm completely oblivious. I see Lena walking around, and I see her working, and I see her taking care of the goats, and I used to see her taking the carabao to water, and there she is there. They just brought a mattress for the bed for Taliklik, so that she can stay down there. I guess she's actually leading up to having a room of her own. That's probably what's going to happen. But now look at this. I love the last of the light. Oh, now a modest little, perhaps some would call, motley collection of buildings. A little bit like the Wild West, I think. They used to build one room. They built one room for the man and his wife, and then they had a child, and they would have to build another room, and then perhaps they build a third room, and gradually the house would become a collection of smaller buildings, much like ours. Well, that kind of suits me. I can never quite get over the stillness at this time of the day. I can hear a little noise down there. That's BB's house. And everything's just still. So one thing's for sure, from this deck you get quite an incredible sunset. There's not very much cloud in the sky, so no Da Vinci colours. It's no Da Vinci sky tonight. Look, there's that kind of a dappled cloud. If I knew my clouds, I'd be able to tell you about that. Pilots can, I can't. Now this is the area that Mike helped to clean. He cut most of this down. I really should get a weed whacker. That's what I've been intending to get. And there's Warrior Dog. You are an old guy. Huh? Aren't you? Look at that old face, that old scarred face. Huh? Look at you. You've been in some wars, haven't you? And there's Mama Goat. Mama Goat is not as friendly as Papa. And the two babies. Oh, and there's just a little breeze is springing up now. But gradually we're getting cleared up. It's actually a big area. It takes some clearing. It's a big area. Look back. This is the path that leads to the hill going down to our bridge. And there's school kids coming home from school. There's Taliklik and probably BB, and they walk along that long brown, like a brown scar in the green of the hills. And that little house there, which is once again is gradually growing, started off with a small house, and then they added on the kitchen at the back to the left, and now they put a kind of a sheltered, not exactly a carport, but for want of a better word. And there's a little scene that always spells peace to me. That's a mother hen And let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 growing chicks. That's a good sign. There's banana trees. Never realised what a strange life banana trees have, that they end up falling down and dying, but in their place come these new banana trees. See, look, there's one there. There's Talia's house, what used to be Lena's house, and Lena's house. That's BB's mum. And there's some firewood being chopped by Lena. Hard-working lady, Lena. Well, we've got just a few minutes of sun, and then it will disappear behind those hills, and then, well, we'll see what chance we have of Da Vinci painting the sky for us. So when the sun drops behind that hill, that's when I guess the sun's rays have to go through, they have to go through more, and the colours turn much richer. When I used to come home in California, when I first arrived there after fleeing my life in the UK with my son Luke, he was 6 years old. I arrived in California with a suitcase, 2 suitcases, and about $600. I did have the help of my first family, and so we had somewhere to stay. But eventually I managed to start getting work as a carpenter, and I knew that I couldn't be a musician. Now here's the irony: all my life as a musician, from the age of I think 17, when I heard for the first time, I heard the Stan Kenton band, and I thought, that's what I want. I want to play in that band. I never did get to realize that ambition, but I did come to America. But here's the irony: at the collapse of my marriage, one child was very close to my then wife, and one child was very close to me, Luke, and there was no arguing. I left with my son Luke. I tried to get her to come with me, tried to get the family to stay together, and no. So a tough time, and we came out to California, and we used to come home. We used to do some jobs, and often I would have to take Luke with me. And I remember that once I painted an apartment, and he lay in the middle of the floor, sleeping, sometimes playing, sometimes, and that was life. But then we would come back along the freeway, and it would be about this time. And so, as you can see now, how the colours are changing. And I always used to say, who did that sky? Did you do that sky? And of course he would confess that he'd had and we would look at a beautiful sky like this. And despite a lot of the unhappiness that we experienced then, we did have some peace. Now you can see how the same sky is being painted different because the angle of the sun is changing. So these, obviously the sun is far away over the horizon or about to sink there, but these clouds are quite close to us, so they're receiving the colour change. This is the paint job that's happening now. What I notice here is that it doesn't take long for the light to fade, so the sun literally is dropping now. I can almost, obviously you can't concentrate or focus on the sun if you value your eyesight, but you can look at it at a slight angle, and in your peripheral vision you can watch the sun go down, or you can watch it in the viewfinder. And I'm looking, and once the sun goes down and all of the colours in the sky change, the light disappears very, very fast. There, going down now. And see how quiet it is. There is a breeze, but for some reason it doesn't seem to be affecting the camera, and I don't think so. I'll only know later when I listen to the sound on this, but it doesn't seem to be making a huge noise on the microphone. There we go, and the sky's changing now, and Da Vinci is doing his job. And now there's the sound of children arrived home from school talking to mother. I don't hear any birds. It's strange. Every night is different. I remember a story by John Steinbeck, and he talked about the simple fisherman and all of these sounds that we gradually hear now. The sound of the evening, sound of the day passing, they all have their sound. Those chicks will be clucking now and then. And there is, I think, Taliklik is in the doorway there. And I think she has just washed her face. And there's our mum at the back. And in the story by Steinbeck, I think it was called The Pearl. And the simple fisherman hears all of these sounds as music. And they form they formed the backcloth for his whole life. Here's the sound of a baby crying, the sound of his wife cooking dinner, maybe the sound of a dog barking. Kitchen utensils clacking, or men coughing, leaves rustling, and the evening is about to begin. Down there, that's Julio's house. I know that Julio will be beginning his evening, and his wife will be cooking, and they have one daughter, and she'll be home from school now. Sometimes we offer her a ride on the last maybe a mile, and she refuses because Beth always says she's talking to her beau on her cell phone, so that's her quiet time, walking alone and talking to someone that she admires. And down there, that little collection of roofs, that's Manorado's, and he has stepsons, and the stepdaughter is Maria Therese, and she comes from time to time, although I think that she is now at college in Cebu. And he has a young boy who is disabled. We try to keep Manorado employed. Bread on the table. Look how that cloud has changed now. Very beautiful. So that's our life. That's our life at the end of the day. Chicks and hens, dogs, goats, children. Sun going down, and there we have the moon ready to take over the job. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. I'm sure there's an OFW out there who would love to see this scene and remember the childhood that they were very fortunate to have here in the Philippines. And bye for now.